In this installment, we're going to be going over the Week 11 early slate for this Sunday. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Week 11 early slate. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetChefD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on the way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That's going to help the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for the Thursday night slate video, we went 1 and 2 on that one. We had the Jets plus 13.5. They covered that number. They lost by 13. And we had the over. The over did not hit. The over was just short. It ended at 41 points. All right, so solid day on the Thursday night football. And then on the Patreon, we've been doing really good in NBA. Our community parlays, our back-to-back wins. We're waiting on Friday, but Thursday and Wednesday got a win there. Toronto Raptors plus 7.5 and Atlanta at plus 240. That cash. And then the day before on Wednesday, the community parlay, Hornets plus 6.5, Celtics money line, and then Warriors plus 6.5. That cash as well. So solid plays on Patreon, solid Thursday night football as well. Continue to like and comment. That's going to help the YouTube algorithm so we grow to a much broader audience. And if you want to join this Patreon right now, click on that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. In MetLife Stadium here, we have the New York Giants 2-8 going up against the Green Bay Packers 5-3-1. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, Packers on the road as favorites here, minus 350 on the money line with the comeback of the Giants at a plus 280, total at 42.5, spread at 7. All right, now looking at the public bet percentage here, starting off with that money line, we have 92% of the bets and money all over Green Bay. For the total, 71% of the bets towards the over and 65% of the money towards that over 42.5. For the spread here, 64% of the bets, 76% of the money towards the Green Bay Packers to cover this number at 7. All right, now big news here. A lot of turmoil. Obviously, the Giants fired their coach, and now Kafka is the QB now, is the head coach now, interim head coach. And then we got a lot of injuries here on the Giants side. Jackson Dart is going to be out. Chauncey Golston is going to be out. Evan Neal, that's a loss right there. He's going to be out. Tyler Nubin, doubtful. Raheem Nunez-Roches, D lineman, doubtful. Darius Slayton, who was their number 1 wide receiver, out. Kayvon Thibodeau is out. Paulson Adebo might be able to go. We'll see. And then on the Green Bay Packers side, we just have Nate Hobbs, cornerback, out. Everyone seems to be fine after that valiant effort against the Eagles. All right, so the Packers in a spot where it looks like they want a little bit of revenge. 2-game losing streak against Carolina, uncharacteristic loss in Lambeau. Then in Philly, uncharacteristic loss in well, that was against Philly, the champion, so that was more understandable. That was just an ugly, low-scoring environment. 2 super unders here that we've had with the Packers on the road. This is an environment here. This is a great bounce back spot for Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Josh Jacobs, and company here to go up against this New York Giants team that is in total turmoil. Obviously, the 31st in the league rushing yards allowed and 23rd with passing yards allowed. This should be a great opportunity for the Green Bay Packers to get right, and they should take full advantage of this team. All right, so not only are they missing their head coach, that's number 1. Number 2, you're missing your leader and who gave the spark to this team here in Jackson Dart. He's gone. I get it. We get Jameis Winston, but there's 2 sides of Jameis. You can get a Jameis Winston that's going to throw touchdowns and still throw interceptions, or you're going to get a Jameis that's just going to throw interceptions. So this elite defense and secondary here has a very good matchup against Jameis Winston. He doesn't have a number one wide receiver in Darius Slayton. You're basically relying upon, if we're looking at this depth chart, Wan'Dale Robinson, who's a slot wide receiver. I do not expect Wan'Dale Robinson to dominate the Packers secondary here, which has been dominant for the majority of the season and held the Eagles in check. And then Jalen Hyatt, who's one of the most inconsistent, matter of fact, not even inconsistent. This man still doesn't even have a touchdown in his career yet. He drops the ball. He has no weapons. This team has no weapons. All right, so we're going to go over to that. We're going to go Packers -7, under 42. I think this is going to be a very one-sided effort. And then obviously Packers on the money line. So main play, Packers -7. Secondary play, under 42. For the first game in Spain, Madrid here. We have Miami Dolphins 3-7 going against Commanders 3-7. Looking at the current odds for this one, Dolphins -150 with the comeback of the Commanders at a +125. Total at 47.5. Spread at 2.5. Public bet percentage here. Starting off with that money line, 65% of the bets, 86% of the money on Miami. For the total, 89% of the bets, 92% of the money on the under 47.5. And for the spread, 63% of the bets, 55% of the money on the Miami Dolphins to cover the 2.5. All right. Now, the injury report here for both of these teams. We are kicking things off with the Dolphins doubtful Austin Jackson, their lineman. We got Q tags on Bradley Chubb, Russell Duckler, and D. Eskridge. We'll see if they can be able to give it a go. Commanders dealing with a lot of people out. Treylon Burks out. Jaden Daniels out. Will Harris out. Drake Jackson out. Alay Kahu, linebacker, out. Terry McLaurin out as well. And then we have Q tags on Jordan McGee and Ben Sinnott. All right, their backup tight end. All right, so a lot of question marks for this Washington Commanders team. This Washington Commanders team has been in total embarrassment, especially defensively. They are allowing everything. All right, they've been getting destroyed by Chicago, Dallas, Kansas City destroyed them. Seattle was able to slice through them like butter. And in Detroit, another foot stomping yet again. We have an offense that can create and definitely is dynamic. In the Dolphins, where they're coming off a big win against Buffalo. An impactful divisional game, and in some spots they're showing up. They beat Buffalo, beat Atlanta. This defense is playing a little bit better now for the Dolphins as well, but there's no way I can back the Commanders of what I've seen from them lately defensively. 31st in passing yards allowed, 24th in rushing yards allowed. He's got to deal with Devon Achane in the rushing and passing game, and then Jalen Waddle is definitely looking at a spot where he can take full advantage of. Like I said, Dolphins defense is slowly turning around in the last couple weeks. Definitely getting more pressure on the quarterback as well, creeping up that sack total range. So in this game, I think the momentum continues over for Miami. Give me the Dolphins on the money line at the -150. Secondary play, I don't think that I think it's definitely one-sided here. I don't think that this Marcus Mariota offense here, they really had some struggles last week moving the football, and I like the under 47.5 in Madrid. All right, so main play, Dolphins money line. Secondary play, under 47.5. In Mercedes-Benz Stadium here, Atlanta Falcons 3-6 going to be the Carolina Panthers 5-5. Classic in-division matchup here, NFC South. Looking at the odds for this one, we have the Falcons at home -190 with the comeback of the Panthers at a +155. Total at 41.5. Spread at 3.5. Looking at the public bet percentage in this one, we have 80% of the bets, 83% of the money coming all on the Falcons. For the total, 56% of the bets, 55% of the money on the over 41.5. And for the spread here, 54% of the bets, 54% of the money towards the Atlanta Falcons to cover the 3.5 in that total. All right, now for the injury report, Panthers going to be without Trevon Wallace, linebacker, and Latham Ransom, the safety, as well. Falcons dealing with some issues here. D. Alford, cornerback, is going to be out. Josh Woods, linebacker, is going to be out. Matthew Bergeron missed last week, is going to be out yet again. And Sam Roberts, DN, is going to be out yet again here. All right, we did get some news on Drake London with this illness and back. Was able to get in limited practice on Thursday and Friday, so he's trending towards playing. Definitely stay tuned to news on Sunday morning if he's going to definitely give it 100% go in this spot. All right, now a lot of question marks are coming here in on this team, in on Michael Penix and his motivation with his recent interview or press conference that he had. A lot of questionable things were said, but I think that it's just because this team has been very unlucky the last 4 weeks. All right, they didn't show up at all against Miami. The San Francisco game, they were in it early, but 49ers pulled away. The New England game, they had that, and they came back and still wind up finding a way to lose. And same thing with the Colts. They were in that game, and they just could not handle Jonathan Taylor, who's having an absolutely phenomenal season this year. I think this team here needs to go back to their identity. Obviously, and run the ball with Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson needs to be the focal point. Obviously, Tyler Algier has been stealing some touchdowns here and there, but they need to get Bijan, their best player, the football as much as possible in this game. Plus, you have a big revenge narrative here. Earlier, a couple weeks ago, 2 months ago, in Carolina, they were absolutely embarrassed in this game, 30-0 in division matchup. I definitely think that this should be a bounce back spot here for the Falcons. Penix threw 2 interceptions here. They're gonna have to get Bijan more involved. As you can see, 13 carries only in this game. If we're going over to the Panthers, they were able to, it wasn't even like running the football, it was just some turnovers. Obviously created opportunities here. Chuba Hubbard was mediocre. They even contained Rico Dowdle in this game, who's been awesome. So this is a spot where I think that the Falcons get their revenge in this game. Get off the losing schneid as well. Give me the Falcons on the money line at -190. They probably covered this number in a revenge spot here. So give me the Falcons money line main play. Secondary play, I'm going to go over in this particular game here. I think that the Falcons could put up some major points in this spot. I like them in this game against Carolina. Over 41.5. Secondary main play, Falcons on the money line. In Highmark Stadium here, we have the Buffalo Bills 6-3 going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6-3. Premium matchup here between these two teams. Top tier in the AFC versus top tier in the NFC. Looking at the money line, -250 for the Bills. Come back on the Buccaneers at a +200. Total at 47 and spread at 5.5. Looking at the public bet percentage here, kicking things off with that money line, 84% of the bets at 93% of the money all over Buffalo. For the total, 52% of the bets, 60% of the money on the under 47. And then for the spread here, 63% of the bets, 53% of the money towards the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover the 5.5 on the spread. For the injury report here for both of these teams, starting off with the Buffalo Bills, we have Dalton Kincaid out. So this is going to be another Dawson Knox game. We have acute tags on everyone else. So Fedarian Mathis, D tackle, look like he's not going to play. We'll wait to see if he'll be able to give it a go. So you got to wait until Sunday for that. Everyone else seems to be fine. They got in full practices on Friday. For the Buccaneers, they're dealing with a lot of guys out. Some key guys on the defense and offense. Bucky Irving out yet again. So this is going to have to be Rashad White and Sean Tucker at the running back position. Chris Godwin out. Ben Bedrezen is going to be out, their guard. And then Hassan Reddick as well. And Marquise Watt, linebacker, is going to be out. So they're missing some key pieces here on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In that previous game that they had, all right, valiant effort against the Patriots. Patriots pulled away in that second half. Surprisingly, the running game of the Patriots was able to get to the Buccaneers, which technically is one of their strong suits. All right, it was surprising to see Travion Henderson break 2 long runs here there in that game with Vita Vea. Vita Vea was playing in both of those in those plays, and they still were able to break it loose. So that's going to be interesting to see here if they can contain James Cook. If you can't stop James Cook, this is an unstoppable force here in the Buffalo Bills, because he gets going, Josh Allen gets confident, and he's zooming the ball all around. And this is very similar to like that Mike Vrabel. They stop the run, they let you get yards in the pass, and they play that bend don't break defense. If you're allowing opportunities, short throws and conversions here to a guy like Josh Allen on short throws, that's not going to bode well here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, he's going to pick you apart. We got a team in the Bills that got embarrassed in Miami, so this is a big revenge spot here to get a win at home. All right, so far this season, they lost against Miami. They won against Kansas City at home. They lost against New England at home. I think this spot here, back at the crib, going against the NFC opponent here, they can exploit the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense with that run game, because James Cook is super dynamic, and Josh Allen, I think he's going to be able to dink and dunk his way against this Todd Bowles defense. And Todd Bowles loves to blitz. They're going to be able, Sean McDermott and Josh Allen is going to be able to create after the run and be able to find guys in space to definitely exploit these blitzes that's going to be coming his way. Josh Allen is a long ways away from what we thought he was early in his career, making all these mistakes. He has become precise and be able to be elite against blitzes as well. All right, so this one here, I'm going to be on the side of the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Buffalo Bills to cover the number. All right. Cover the number at -5.5. I do think we can get a little bit of back and forth here, but in the Buffalo Bills pull out late, I like the over 47 in this game. Okay, Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield is definitely a gunslinger. He will not definitely give up in this game. So over 47 is going to be my secondary. No, you know what? Over 47 is going to be my main play. My secondary play is going to be Buffalo Bills to cover that number at 5.5. All right, main play over 47. Another in-division matchup here in Nissan Stadium. We have the Tennessee Titans 1-8 going against the Houston Texans 4-5. Looking at the odds here for this matchup, we have the Houston Texans as road favorites -285, with the comeback of the Titans at +230, total at 37, spread at 6. All right, now for the public bet percentage here, this is going to be very one-sided. 93% of the bets, 89% of the money on Houston. For the total, 68% of the bets, 58% of the money on the over 37. And for the spread here, 64% of the bets, 60% of the money on Houston to cover the 6 in this game. For the injury report here, Tennessee Titans, Arden Key was out last week. He's questionable for this week. Khalil Mullings, running back, out. Bryce Oliver, wide receiver, out. Xavier Woods, free safety, out. So just a couple guys here for the Tennessee Titans. No one like major here on that side of the ball. For the Texans, they're missing some guys. Kyron Fairbairn, their kicker, is going to be out. Jalen Petrie out. That's a big loss. CJ Stroud obviously is out. There's going to be another Davis Mills game. He had a phenomenal second half and made that incredible comeback that they had against the Jaguars. Harrison Bryant out, and Damon Arnett, cornerback, is going to be out of this game as well. All right, so some key guys out here, but this Houston Texans defense is just on another level. Remember, this is an in-division matchup. My top play in this one will be the under 37. All right, it's going to be hard for me to trust these Titans with Cam Ward with limited weapons here, going up against this defense and trying to create offense. I think it's going to be a low-scoring environment here. And the cover of that 6, it is below a touchdown. I would lean towards that one. We did get Houston dominate the Tennessee Titans of just a few weeks ago, but that was in Houston. This is a little bit of different scenario here, but Tennessee is one of the worst teams in the league, so you should feel safe taking that -6 with this defense, with the poor performance that we've seen from this Tennessee Titans offense as well. Earlier in the year, we were on them to cover numbers. They came through like almost 25% of the time. They messed up that game against Denver as well. So I'm really on the side of -6 Texans and the under on the total. We'll give Texans -6 as the main play, under 37 as the secondary play in this game. In US Bank Stadium here, we have the Minnesota Vikings 4-5 going up against the Chicago Bears 6-3 in division matchup here, NFC North. Kicking things off, Vikings -150 at home with the comeback of the Bears at a +125. Total at 48.5. Spread at 2.5. Public bet percentage here. We have. Give me 1 second. Public bet. Let me go to the odds here for that public bet percentage. All right, we have on the money line 69% of the bets coming in on Minnesota, 69% of the money coming in on Chicago. So sharps and public are definitely on opposite sides of this one. Total 59% of the bets, 62% of the money on the over 48.5, and for the spread, 62% of the bets, 73% of the money on the side of Chicago to cover the 2.5. All right, now. So in this in-division matchup, checking the injury report, we could have some key injuries. Jonathan Grenard is going to be out. Ryan Kelly, center, is going to be out as well with a concussion. So definitely that's going to hurt. J.J. McCarthy is a lot of question marks coming on the side of the Minnesota offensive line as well. For the Chicago Bears, a lot of questions with the defense. All right, T.J. Edwards, the leader of the defense, is out. Jade Walker, wide receiver, is going to be out. This is going to be a really, really questionable game, all right? This Bears defense, I don't know how they've been getting by the last couple weeks. That 47-42 game here, Bengals defense just isn't good at all. And that's the reason why that the Bears were able to make that comeback. They got lucky against the Giants. Giants should have won another game that they were up, and the Bears were able to come back. Now, this Bears team, like I said, has been getting lucky in back-to-back weeks. This defense cannot stop a nosebleed. 25th in rushing yards allowed, 26th in passing yards allowed as well. Both of these games here where you saw Lamar dominate, you saw Joe Flacco dominate, you need a defense on the other side that can at least withstand the Chicago Bears offense, and the Minnesota Vikings technically have that. All right, we have a lot of tough matchups here. Look at this run of 4 games in a row compared to the competition that the Bears have been facing. The Bears just faced the Bengals, who aren't really that good, Giants, who are not good at all. Ravens are the only tough team here. They face New Orleans, an easy game, and Washington, another easy game. Minnesota, with their rookie quarterback here, have gone through a gauntlet. Baltimore is back healthy with their with Lamar Jackson. Detroit is really good. The Chargers are top tier in the AFC, and then Philly as well. And all these games, for the most part, have been close. All right. Now, usually we don't see a sweep in the season series here, but Minnesota has an opportunity. All right, we have question marks with the Bears defense, and then on the other side we have question marks with J.J. McCarthy. Which type of McCarthy are we going to get? I'm going to have to rely on the Vikings in this game, and I'm going to fade the public going towards this underdog in the Bears. They're looking at their offense. They're clicking on all cylinders. They love Ben Johnson, and I think that this game is going to go the opposite way here. I think we get a solid performance from McCarthy like he did against the Detroit Lions 2 weeks ago, and I think that the Vikings defense can come up with some big stops against the Chicago Bears offense. I don't trust this Bears defense in this spot in division matchup here. All right, so give me the I like the over. I really like the over a lot. Give me the over 48 as the main play. My secondary play, I will be taking the Vikings to get this win. All right, but I definitely do think that this can be a high-scoring affair. Question marks on both sides here, and JJ McCarthy is gonna have to put up points here against this Bears defense to definitely secure this win. So over 48.5, main play, secondary play. Give me Vikings on the money line. In Accushore Stadium here, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers 5-4 going against the Cincinnati Bengals 3-6 in division matchup here. Prime spot for these two teams, definitely highly anticipated. Looking at the odds in this one, minus 235 for the Steelers with the comeback of the Bengals at a plus 195. Total at 49, spread at 5.5. All right. This public bet percentage here, let's look at the money line first. Very heavily on the side of the Pittsburgh Steelers. 83% of the bets, 71% of the money on Pittsburgh. For the total, 64% of the bets coming in on the under, and then we have 66% of the money coming in on the over. For the spread, 65% of the bets, 58% of the money on the side of Cincinnati to cover the 5.5 in the spread. All right, now looking at the injury report here, Steelers dealing with some key guys out. Darius Slay, concussion, he's going to be out. Cole Holcomb, linebacker, he's going to be out. Alex Highsmith, pectoral injury, he's going to be out. So that's two pass rushers there that they're going to be missing, and one of their main corners in Darius Slay. All right, that's very important when you're going up against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase here in the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, plus the other cast and crew that they got going on with Noah Fant and others. All right, now for the Bengals, Joe Burrow's still out, obvious. Trey Henderson out another game here. Shamar Stewart, their rookie DN, is going to be out as well. And Samaj P. right now. So the major out here is Trey Hendrickson with that hip and pelvis injury. Now, question mark here with this Bengals defense. That's going to be really the Achilles heel. They have been so bad this year. 32nd against rushing yards allowed, and then 30th against passing yards allowed as well. And then overall 32nd, just worse in the league. All right. As you see in that Chicago game, they allowed 47 points. They allowed the Jets to beat them. This is so hard to trust this team, though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how potent this offense could be, even with Flacco. And then you have a revenge narrative here. The Pittsburgh Steelers lost to Cincinnati Bengals earlier in the season, and I think that the Steelers can muster up more than enough offense here going against this poor defense on the side of the Bengals. And then I like the Steelers defense as long as they got TJ Watt and not Alex Highsmith. What's my other guy? I'm forgetting my other guy. What's that? It's not Highsmith. What is the other outside linebacker? He's driving me crazy. Nate Herbig. Let me just make sure. Herbig is good. Let me check on the defense on this depth chart. Yeah, Nick Herbig. All right, so as long as we got Watt and we got Herbig, then I'm fine with this pass rush of the Steelers, especially at home. They're going to be rowdy and ready to go in this major matchup here. Give me the Steelers to cover this number at minus 5.5, and give me the under 49 in this in-division matchup. I expect the Steelers defense to show up. I expect the Steelers team to score against the Bengals' poor defense, and I like them to control the narrative here in the momentum, and I like the under 49 in the total. We had the over earlier in the year. I think the under hits in this one. That's going to be our main play. Steelers minus 5.5. Secondary play under 49 in that total. Last but not least, here in Everbank Stadium, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars 5-4 going against the LA Chargers 7-3. Looking at the odds in this one, Chargers road favorites minus 155 on the money line with the comeback of the Jaguars at a plus 130. Total at 43.5 and spread at 3. Public bet percentage in this matchup. Coming in with the money line, 87% of the bets, 93% of the money on the Chargers. For the total, 53% of the bets, 59% of the money on the under. And for the spread, 69% of the bets, 74% of the money on the Chargers to cover the 3. All right. Now, injury report here for these two teams. Jaguars, Anton Harrison is going to be out. Jordan Lewis is going to be out. Hunter Long is going to be out. Brent Strange is going to be out. So they're down to their third string tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And for the LA Chargers, we have everyone's pretty much fine. We got a whole bunch of Q tags across the board. And this LA Chargers team is really rolling and clicking on all cylinders. Fourth overall in total yards allowed, fifth in passing yards allowed, and 13th in rushing yards allowed. This is a team here in the Jacksonville Jaguars that need to run the ball to be efficient, and then hopefully you get some efficiency here from Trevor Lawrence. So he's been super inconsistent this year, and this is not a good matchup right now going up against the LA Chargers team that handled Minnesota, a tough blitzing defense, handled Tennessee comfortably, and then really dominated against Pittsburgh. That was the test game right there. That game against Pittsburgh, that was a statement game, and now we're coming to an easier part of the schedule where they're going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars that have question marks across the board. They allow the 28th most passing yards allowed, and when you got to go up against Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen and Oronde Gadsden and Justin Herbert, that's not going to bode well as well. And I think this is a great matchup for the Chargers to continue to keep rolling. This defense has been outstanding. Kamani Vidal has been a very serviceable backup running back, while their rookie Amarion Hampton has been out. And I like a full sweep here for the Chargers. All right, so Chargers -3 is going to be the main play for the total. All right, I like the under 43.5. I think that this Jaguars team offensively will struggle if they can't get that run game going. And then Trevor Lawrence has not shown anything of where he deserved this contract, and he's been super inconsistent and unreliable. And I like that the Chargers in this spot here. All right, so Chargers -3, secondary play under 43. That's going to be our breakdown for the early slate of Week 11. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that down below in the comment section. Also, you guys need to get signed up for the Patreon and get these winning plays. We just cashed on Clemson on a money line, and we're waiting on the San Antonio Spurs tonight for the NBA. We had Spurs, Bucks, and Pistons. I posted it just so you can even see that I'm not lying right here. Where we at? Chat. Clemson, I just posted right there. That cash, that was one of our main plays. And then for NBA, I gave out the simple 3 plays that cashed: Spurs, Pistons, Bucks, and I gave out Clemson. So all 3 are looking premium right now. So if you want more winning plays, click that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes on 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.